Hey Google, turn on the lights in the study. Hello? Hey Roy. Oops, maybe I...
Hey, good morning, Roy and Drew and
Oh,
everybody.
Hey, good morning.
hey Shen.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, you.
It's good to see you too here, Hank.
Yeah, good morning.
So hopefully your guest will be here shortly. Mita and I worked on the slides a little bit. So she and I wanted to emphasize how important this and how useful this work stream is. So hopefully, our changes won't be too controversial. But we just wanted to say this is important. This is something that someone attending the conference cares about because it can help them solve problems with memory, and so that was essentially what we tried to put into the beginning slide, and then a few changes to a later slide. Well, let's see if I can find that. Yeah, I found our slides. And I'll ping you guys real quick, and then I'll put the slide on. And let's see. Let me find the window. Okay. So I guess while we wait for Yogesh, what? Hopefully this. Can you all see what I'm sharing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can see that.
Yeah. So what we did is we changed the beginning a little bit, and we wanted to talk about. We're designing analysis tools that take advantage of enormous amounts of data that people don't normally have, and to allow us to solve end user memory error handling problems and drive innovations in DRAM reliability. So that seems a little bit more universal, rather than saying, I think the previous text said something about we're part of the OCP hardware fault management effort or something, and that's okay. But we can put that somewhere. But we wanted to say what we're doing. So does that look reasonable to you all?
Yeah. Maybe one comment, we emphasize DRAM and ECC, maybe not limited ECC, say some more generic plan, DRAM and the platform, including ECC, something like that. But coding that.
Sure.
Maybe too narrow to ECC, right? Yeah. Maybe change to
Yeah.
other more general.
Yeah, I guess so. What I was thinking is different about what we're doing is that we're, in the past, the DRAM experts and the memory controller folks haven't talked as well as they could have. And so maybe it's I don't know, like, let's see, empowering experts in DRAM and memory controller.
Yeah,
How about that?
yeah. I think that it's better. I think that maybe
Okay, that was
getting for memory controller platform, not only for ECC, right?
yeah. And so does that look reasonable? I mean, we could say platform, but I think that the problem with platform is that sometimes people take it to mean software platform, or like when I worked at Google, there was platforms, which was software development for, I think, phones, and then there was platforms, data center hardware. It was an overloaded term. So I don't know. But does that look okay? Is that, I mean, are you okay with memory controller, or do you want to try to say SOCs, or what do you think, Shen?
Yeah, maybe SoC is a more generic, right? Yeah. DRAM SoC vendor to design analysis too.
Okay. Like SOC. Like that? Is that what you? Sorry, I'm sorry, Shen. Was that what you were suggesting? I'm not. Want to make sure I got it.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Let's see
Okay.
any other feedback, people's feedback.
Sounds good. And then, I don't know. I'm trying to see if we changed anything else. I don't think so. I mean, maybe she might have said, "Let's do this together," but I think that was the main change. Oh, here's some other changes that she suggested. Oh, and you know what? The thing that's a little confusing about this wording is that it says following initialization, or sorry, following finalization of initial DDR spec. We're not JEDEC, so I would say specification covering DDR, maybe. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not. I'm not sure how we want to call it. Maybe we call it initial fault management, DDR fault management spec. Uh, what do you all think?
For the first bullet, that means we need to finalize the OCP FMS spec 1.0, right? The second
Yeah.
bullet is how we extend to influence other industry standard.
Maybe we say following finalization of the uh, the V1.0 spec, because we talk about it here. So we say, first we finalize it, then after we finalize it, we'll go to other technologies. I don't mean to wordsmith it too much. I just want it to be, I want our intent to be clear to people.
Do you want to put some high level timeline for the specification finalization 1.0?
Oh, I would absolutely love to, Sean. I just don't know how.
Oh, you don't know how, right? Yeah,
I would love it. That would be amazing.
yeah,
I keep,
yeah,
and I've been going around inside Microsoft.
yeah. I think the good way with setting some high level times, as we have the most content here, right? Is what from the group, what's our plan to finalize
Yeah,
at
and
least the
I'm
framework
not worried
stuff.
about the first bullet. I think you're right.
Yeah,
And the first, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not worried about the second bullet. This bullet we can figure out later. But I think you're asking the absolute right question, Shen. That what is the time? Like, how close do we think we are? Is it a matter of just cleaning up the wording? And if that's the case, I got pulled off to work on another spec, another OCP spec recently, but I finished it. I finished what I was doing on it, and so I can jump on this if it's just a matter of cleaning it up, like wordsmithing and making it look nice. That's fine. I can do that. But do you all believe that the heart of it, the technical details are mostly right?
Cautious about calling out a timeline based on the experience we've had with the other similar OCP specs. So maybe that's something we can have a discussion and with a broader team and have at least sign off. You will need at least sign off alignment among all of the members, right? I don't know if we all have done that due diligence to say, yeah, we're aligned to this content being okay for 1.0.
Absolutely. I guess my point was, we're not we so the way I usually get around that when I talk to people is I say I put low precision in the timeline. So I say, expect to have the 1.0 version in second half of 2024, right? Um, and I agree with you, it's been hard. But honestly, the single hardest thing that I'm struggling with right now as I talk about these plans is, everyone asks, well, when will it be ready? Because if you don't have a timeline, I don't really care about this because it could happen 10 years from now.
yeah, yeah. I think the next time we have a timeline, it's important. Yeah, and we're working on that.
Yeah. So I
You
mean,
mentioned a good question.
I agree with you, Shannon. And Carlos, I hear you. But I think when we put our shoulder down and pushed hard, we got the GPU spec. We made progress on the GPU spec. Uh, the hardware requirements when we made a concerted push to get it done and got it done. So, I'm not asking for an aggressive timeline, but I would like a timeline. So,
We could keep it um, open enough to say something estimated 2025, estimated completion in 2025. That gives you enough boundaries that this is not something that will be done in 10 years. This is rather soon. So if we're asking people to join, they better join quick because 2025 could be in a couple of months, right?
okay. Can here's my instinct. My instinct thing. I think we're far enough along because we've debated the comment that I could say even first half 2025.
Yeah, first half sounds reasonable. Yeah.
So, um,
Say estimated completion. One age 25.
yeah. Okay. That's good, and I thank you for accommodating me, Carlos. But I guess, I just feel like if we don't, I think sometimes having a deadline, um, is what it takes for me to get my rear end in gear. So I appreciate that, and it will help me get other people to buy into what we're doing. So thank you.
Yeah, and I don't disagree, right? It was all relative priority. Like, for example, the problem is a lot of the same folks are
And
in
all
some of the companies are in all of them. And so if RAS API becomes the next highest priority, then likely, FMFM may or may not suffer because of that shift in priority, right? So that's the only reason. We saw it with the GPU RAS stuff, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to be a little cautious, but I think this language is it works for me. So
That sounds good. And like I think that, and I think we're farther along. If I had to look at where RAS API is and this is, I think with the list of data that we've got and the um, we of course we need to work out some of the analyzer details in and out, and that'll be tricky. But I don't know. I feel maybe I'm wrong, but I really do feel like we're in decent shape.
Yeah. Hey, Drew, this is Evan. Sorry I joined late, but I think I broadly agree on the timeline. I think the analyzer details will take a bit of discussion, but I think it's certainly doable by first half 25.
Okay, that's music to my ears. And Evan, the heart of what I'm doing is just trying to get folks. I've been telling everyone at Microsoft that will listen to me that, hey, there's some awesome work in memory. If this will affect you, and they're like, great. Where is it? And I'm like, when is it coming? When?
Yeah.
So thank you. Okay, and then Evan, we also just made some tweaks to the first slide.
Yeah, and I read through that just before this meeting started, Drew. I think that looks great.
Okay, and we're not trying to step on your toes. We're just trying to sell the value of this. Like why would the average person attending this conference care? And it's because we're going to make memory better.
Yeah.
And I'm 100% convinced that if the SoC vendors capture the data we've requested in a format that is consistent well, I mean, even if Intel and AMD have a different format, but they always capture it, the same things in all their CPUs that have ECC, of course. Then any end user can give you memory data, and it automatically contains the stuff that you need. And now you get vastly more data, and from that vast additional data, you can figure more things out about memory. So I view this as a universal answer, not just even for hyperscalers, but anyone that uses memory in the data center with ECC will benefit from this effort. So that's the heart of what we're trying to say. So I'm not trying to step on your toes or anything. I'm trying to sell it hard because I think what you're doing is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's worded really well here, Drew. Thanks to you and Mita for taking a look at it.
Okay, it's always a pleasure to talk to her. She's out for, but yeah, no, she and I see it. It's interesting. She's come to a lot of the same conclusions I have completely independently. So it's fun talking to her.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you. Well, with that, Shen, I'll hand it back to you. I think we were working on the document. I hope, sorry, Shen, I'm hoping I'm not putting you on the spot. Or Shen here?
Yeah. You want to work? Yeah, I made the last 1 or 2 meetings, so I don't know catch up the state. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I may have missed a meeting too. So let's pull the document up. I'll look for it. Okay.
hey guys,
Hey, yes?
from AMD was representing, and he let me know that there were some questions about the GUIDs for that table in the GUIDs for the analyzer.
Yeah. Let's okay, I'm sharing the document. Yeah, I talked to people about it, Carlos, and in terms of generating the GUIDs, it's just it's kind of revolutionary to just think, hey, I can generate a GUID whenever I need one. But that's the beauty of using such big numbers. it's pretty easy to get a unique one. But the I guess so. This is a GUID for the analyzer.
Yeah, this is the analyzer identity, right? So to align with the hardware fault management framework, where you need to understand if that analyzer, what its personality is in an environment where you have a hybrid fleet. It would be nice to just have programmatical ways to say, okay, you piece of code, tell me who you are. Oh, you're this GUID. Okay, and I know that all of the CPers that know how to handle this GUID need to go there, right?
Yeah.
Or vice versa, right? Is which type of GUIDs do you process? Sorry, which type of CPer GUIDs do you process? And then that responds back with the GUIDs that it processes, and then each of those CPers with those GUIDs need to go to that piece of code.
Right. And GUIDs are really easy to generate. I mean, it's just a command in Linux or Windows. Both have them built in. So I don't know.
So is the question whether we go with a hard-coded GUID versus dynamic GUIDs? Is that a question?
I don't think so.
Because you just mentioned Linux and Windows commands, but was that for generating the GUID runtime or just a proposal for this remaining empty cells to be filled with a static GUID?
It was a proposal to fill the cells more. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, you don't even need to go to Linux, right? I mean, you can just go to the web.
Oh,
and then, yeah.
Okay, I just usually use, I mean, there's the UUID gen command. You just type it and the GUID pops out. So it's like trivial. And then there's in Windows a command called new-GUID and PowerShell.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Let me see here the comments. It looks like Samsung, it's okay. If I generate one, it looks like SK Hynix has one. Okay, I can generate some GUIDs here. So, but overall, my question is the team aligned with this approach for identifying, having each of the analyzer pieces be interoperable by identifying themselves with statically assigned GUIDs? Is that approach okay? Because generating the GUIDs is the easiest part, right?
Yeah, and the beauty of the GUID is that it is like it's like a thumbprint. It's like
Right.
I am this analyzer. It's so you know who you're talking to. So I don't know. It's not a it makes perfect sense to me, but I don't want to speak for the memory vendors.
Yeah, I don't think Micron's ever had a problem with it, Drew. I just need to go put one in there.
Okay. I mean, we can even just put one in right now if you want.
I don't know if I don't know what the I think we were broadly aligned to just use the GUIDs previously. Where is it? There we go. There's one for Micron.
Awesome. It looks great. Okay.
Yeah, from the comments I see, Samsung asking me to generate one, I could do that. Intel, do you want to generate your own GUID? Do you want me to generate one for you? Do you have any?
Yeah, I think you can generate. I don't see there's a preference. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so let me do that right now.
I've got one. If you want me to paste it in.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And then can you do that? Do one for Samsung, please? Now
Sure.
that you have it handy there.
I just have a Linux window up and
Yeah, exactly.
UUID gen. So
Thanks, Drew.
Yeah, thank you. Perfect. We completed the table. Yay.
okay, yeah. And they're really random numbers. I mean,
Yeah.
so it's like nothing secret, nothing special.
Yeah. Well, closer to 1.0.
Yeah, I love it. We're crawling our way there. Good, Sean.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll close that since we agreed. I'll close this. Okay, cool. Okay, so
I see. Sorry, Drew. I see one more comment here that's related. If you see on the right-hand side, now that we have the GUIDs, we may need to define some sort of an API that each of the analyzers can expose so that your management infra and your data center can retrieve these GUIDs, right? And so
yeah,
I see Jugash added a comment there for me to discuss in an upcoming call, and that might have been what we wanted to then call here. But that's the idea, right? Is sure we have the GUIDs, but we don't want the each of the analyzers to expose a different way to retrieve these to the hyperscalers infrastructure, because otherwise
what's the point? Yeah,
it'll be hard to it would be hard to implement. And so I think that we don't really have to define it for Ref 1.0, but at least set the expectation that that's something that will be required of the analyzers to support.
and I guess here's the thing that the kind of there's some interoperability between C, C++, and Python, and so we could easily just say, here's how you do it, and here's the function name in C, because we'll have some sort of library, right? It's the analyzer will be like a library for the memory one, and it'll be called by the other analyzer. So we can just have function names for it. But is that what we want to do? Just have some sort of function name, and we want to settle on C++ and Python, or how do we approach that?
Yeah, and that's why I had the comment that we needed to brainstorm a little bit on that in the work group. I think it should be sufficient for 1.0 to state that as a requirement, for interoperability, the analyzers need to support such capabilities, but not go down to the definition of them. And then we can take some time to bringing like actual software people that can guide us through what's the best way to do this, right?
Yeah, that's a good call. Okay, sounds good. So maybe let's look, analyzer modules. So maybe we just this talks about things that analyzers do, and
Yeah, I have it on 2 there. The provide standard APIs to configure analyzer behavior.
but that's not really
Um,
the GUIDs don't configure behavior. The GUIDs identify the analyzer.
yeah, and to identify, yeah.
So what we
Yeah,
probably want to say in bullet one it says that, right? And I think can we set the expectation that the API will be standardized in the next version of the specification?
yeah, I like that.
For uh, okay, I'm hoping that we can start getting code sooner than a couple specifications out. So, let's think about it. If it's easy to pull in, I'm happy to go ask software people what they think. Okay. Sounds good.
I mean, really, it's going to be each of the folks on the left of that table. So yeah, I like your idea, Joyce. From a hyperscaler perspective, give us your ideas. This is how it will be easy for us to integrate your analyzers and not have to jump over hoops to retrieve the GUIDs in different ways. And then each of the 5 teams on that table on the left side of the table will need to go and see if they can implement it in with their analyzer teams, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so just asking you all, is like what languages do we need to cover? Is that
Yeah,
also?
that will hopefully be something coming from the hyperscalers software team saying we prefer to converge on Python and C++ or just C++ or just Python, right?
Yeah. I'm so desperate for this code. I'll take whatever you give me, just about. But I mean, as long as it's not too esoteric. But yeah, I hear you.
I mean, I prefer Python, but at the end of the day, your infrastructure teams are the ones integrating our analyzers, right?
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with Python. So, uh, yeah, I guess we need some. Are there any other hyperscaler people here today? Um, I don't see them. So, well, I guess here's what I would say, Carlos, is that this is something maybe we bring up in the Friday meeting because
Agreed. Yeah,
this
agreed.
analyzer that fits in the overall fault management requirements framework, right? I mean, clearly fits into it. So I think we should just say, hey, folks, we're getting ready to write these. What language and some of this homework we're doing with retrieving the GUIDs will become something that applies more than just memory. So what we need
Yeah,
to do is run this by them and get some buy-in.
yeah, you're absolutely right. And that can even, we can even, instead of saying that the APIs will be standardized in the next release, we can just say that um, the, the the APIs to retrieve this will follow the requirements defined in the HWFM requirements document or something like that.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly right. That's where this whole analyzer framework should be defined with a single source of requirements.
Well, and then we just need to speed that process up so that we have something here quickly.
That is correct. Yep.
And so we're in the thick of merging the in-band and out-of-band requirements with Anil in that forum. But this is so important. So I think we can do that with Anil and push this along pretty quickly, even maybe where necessary in parallel. Because I don't think this will be terrible. These are such famous last words, but I don't think this will be that controversial. It won't be as controversial as some of the other discussions we've had in that meeting. That we have an analyzer, that we need to identify the analyzer. Big deal. Of course we do. So okay. Okay, well, thanks, Carlos. I think you're now. I see where this may take longer, but uh, I really want to push it so that I can start telling my colleagues that I have a tool for them.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Hey, I'll need to drop, but Majid here from AMD, can take field any questions or action items for us.
Okay.
Thanks,
Okay.
Majid.
Thank you, Carlos.
All right, thank you, folks. Bye.
Okay. So where do we want to go next? In the absence of any feedback, I just thought I would go like walk through the document a little bit and try to close some comments and see what we need to do next to get to 1.0. But if anyone has other opinions, I'm not trying to step on your toes. Please speak up.
Yeah, I know I've got a couple opens, Drew, but I don't necessarily have follow-ups on those yet. I've been out most of the last couple of weeks. And I think the other big one that I was working on was the kind of integration of the couple formats we had for the RCD and PMIX specs, but I got that table in there. I did review it with the group. I think we're closed on that one.
Let's see.
I don't think I have anything open.
Okay. Well, and we had let's see, we had boot time error logging and yeah, this, let's see. DMIC, so we're trying to have additional registers.
Yeah, I guess Kevin made the comment in general that there are already some specs that are trending to have some additional registers, and then there will be some beyond that in future JEDEC specs.
Yeah.
So we just need some kind of wording on how to include those.
Okay.
Or how we want to handle that.
Well, and you know, the one thing that's certain is that memory technology will continue to evolve, right? I mean, we're
Yep.
sure of that. So I think we're going to have to continue to update this document to reflect those changes. Yeah, I agree with him. I don't. I think, can we just leave this as an action item then for now and come back to it when the spec is published, or do we want to put some words in here saying that, you know, I mean, I'm not sure I'd put it in this table in this section. I think we can just put some comments in the required logging capabilities and say that maybe here's what I'm proposing. It will be updated as memory technology evolves and new specifications are published. Is that okay? You know, something like that. And if you don't like the wording, we can change it. But you know, just like set the expectation of the reader to get the latest version of the spec because it might have changed.
Yeah, that sounds good to me, Drew.
Cool. Okay.
In the comments for the PMIX data, even you mentioned, could you scroll down for the PMIX then?
Yeah, I just did. When you said that, I did. It may be
Yeah.
a little laggy. Yeah, there's some lag.
For this, maybe a question for Evan. You think this section will capture the data for boot time and for error logging for register? I thinking for the global history we can capture in the boot time, but for other error logging that might not in the boot time for the PMIX, right? Yeah. Or you putting.
I'm not sure I follow, Shen. Is there another time you want to be logging?
I mean, for the I remember for the spec, if you're getting the global history, that means you capture the PMIX error in the last boot time, power cycle, and in the next boot time, you can read the history, right? And but for the other error register, that will be reset after the boot. So you need to read the data when error happens. It's not in the boot time. You can. I don't know that data will persist in the boot time. You can read in the error log for the 06 register, 06 and 05.
Specifically for the
Sean,
error
as I know,
register.
there is some option, so we can disable every time we just reset of the register. So
Yeah.
maybe we need to mention, that kind of we need to disable the function.
Yeah, I know for the 04 that definitely there is a boot time that will be a precision reading the global history. But for other two, I doubt we can that be efficient in the boot time reading. Yeah, that's a good comment.
Yeah, so I don't understand this. You all understand this better than I do. But do we need? Can you help me reword this then, or is there a concern? Or do we just want to put or Shin, do you want to put a comment in about the? It sounds like you're not sure if these persist.
Yeah, maybe you could even memory vendor can check even for the register 05 and 06. Is that will be in the boot time we can reading the meaningful information.
So this is Samsung Jongmin. So I'm gonna check it. So as I know, as I mentioned before, there is some function we can disable it every time we reset the 05, 06 register. So I'm gonna double confirm it and I'm gonna some comment about it.
Sounds good.
Good.
So yeah, when I type if I type Jungmin, it doesn't come up. Huh. Okay. Well.
Yeah, you can use both Jongmin or J Michael. Anything is fine.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get your email address to pop up, but
Yeah, Jongmin IOI.
oh, sorry, it's Jungmin at what?
IOI. Yeah, you can refer to the Evan's comment. The just above the comment.
Oh,
The email address.
thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, true. Thank you.
Thank you. It didn't come up for me, I guess.
For whatever reason, it didn't for me either, Drew. I
Okay.
copied that one out of a previous comment.
Good to know. What I need to do is make sure Jungmin's in my contacts, I guess. I don't know. Okay, still contain data at boot time. We want to make sure the data persists. Right.
Okay. Yes.
Is that right, Jungmin?
Yeah. Yes. So and also, is there any way we can disabling reset the register 05, 06? So I'm gonna describe also. So how we can disabling that option.
I'm sorry, can you say it again? How we can do
Yeah, what I mean is that I'm gonna confirm that one, and also I will check there is any way we can disabling every time every boot reset the register 05 and 06. So maybe we can add some comment about it.
Sounds good. What like do you want me to add another comment? You want me
Yeah, yes.
okay. And what should I say? Is this something you're going to check or? I'm sorry, I'm not sure I understood. Let's see if it comes up. It doesn't. Okay. And then what should I type here? Oh, Jungmin, I can't hear you.
Now I am typing in. Yeah. Maybe you can move next agenda.
Oh, here, I'll cancel and let you type. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah. So I'm gonna just see comment about it. The right side.
Okay. And for everyone else, let me there's a chat associated with this. Um, so I just pasted the link to this document in the chat, and welcome you all jumping in and making comments. Okay, and I see you in the doc, gentlemen. When you're adding, are you adding the comment then?
I just adding the comment on the right side, not in the main here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, and we'll come back when you've done it. I'll just scroll down a little. The rest of this looks pretty good, and the runtime error logging. Okay, I don't know, Dale. Let's see.
Yeah, the comment is done. Yeah, maybe
Oh,
you
okay.
can check the right
Yeah,
side.
yeah. Thank you. Okay. Got it. Got it. I follow you now. Thank you. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. So, what do you all, I don't understand this comment because, this is always, aren't these the same? Like, I mean, I'm not pushing back on him. I just don't understand. I thought that what happened was the memory controller, um, sent the addresses and commands to all the devices, and when it checked the ECC, it could say which device had the error, and the bank group, bank row, and column were just addresses sent on the command address bus. Is that am I getting something wrong?
This is Roy. I guess this comment is about the which address space can it communicate with the host and DRAM devices. So for example, when you think about the page offlining, then we have to deal with page offlining from the OS-based address, system address. But the hard PPR or soft PPR is working based on the memory address. So they'll point out on which basis the whole information would be communicated.
Yeah.
In that terms, I think the DRAM address or physical DRAM address is best fit for for the management, because when you think about the DIM address swizzling and DIM address changing on the DRAM device and the DIM devices, and it's very confusing if we use the other address spaces like the OS or system address. So I guess the DRAM physical address is the best fit. And as you know, the DRAM pins, it cannot be a DRAM pin-based one, because each DIM has their own structure for swizzling.
Yeah. Oh, you mean internally?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and if you look, Roy, I think we've got error location, which is kind of like the channel address, and then we've got the OS physical address. And
Physical and memory controllers output, right?
yeah, and we need both, right? Because I need to tell the OS stop using a page, but I also then want to tell the memory vendor analyzers, hey, here's your rank, bank, row, and column. The error was seen, because you need that to figure out where in the array the error occurred, right?
Okay, then if the DRAM devices has found some fault on the DRAM devices, then all the information would be transferred to the memory controller or host side based on this information.
Yeah.
this user data.
So maybe what I can do is I could say the the bank group, bank row and column values are the are the address sent by the memory controller to the DRAM.
DRAM or DIMM.
Okay. Yeah, to the DIMM. Thank you.
Okay. Then the role to translate this information to the system address for a certain action is on the host, right?
Yeah. The well, but it's part of the error logs, right? Let's see if you look below, just 2 rows. There's the physical address. On the screen, it's the bottom, the whole row that's showing. So this is needed for DRAM vendors to being flipped in their parts. The system level address is okay. Okay, I don't know. I don't understand if there's anything else. He may be saying, do you measure the electrical state on a pin? But we really can't. We can only log what the memory controller thinks it sent you, right? We don't have a logic analyzer attached on every system out there. So, okay. And then, yeah, we agree that we're going to revisit this when new registers come. We agree new registers are coming. I don't think Evan said that he was still working on this. Now, we need to talk about this. I guess I'd rather talk about the format of these columns when Mita's back, but let's see. This is a good question. So Shen, you raised this question.
Yeah, probably you raise the question, see what level information we want to expose. And we're getting the feedback from memory vendor, they seem what the level information memory want to expose in the level 1. Right? And especially for the output, we say if we output some level of fault type, is how we want to categorize the fault type. Either we want to categorize row column more higher level or calculate to a more detail for the fault type.
Yeah, but I think
I would
that
like to memory vendor giving their proposal in this.
okay. That may and your question is really good, Shen. This is a very useful question. And like as hyperscaler that has an NDA with memory vendors. I've been talking to some of the memory team here at Microsoft, and of course they would like to see this. But so I'm assuming if we do have the appropriate NDA relationship, we could see the level 2 data. And if you do not have the appropriate level the appropriate NDAs to the memory vendors, then you get the summary, and you still get useful analysis results. You just don't get all the details. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, we want to know, given the spec, we define level 1, so we come to getting memory vendor and everyone agree what we need to define in the level 1, right? And anyway, in the level 2, if we getting proper NDA, we can down to the more detail with each of the memory vendor based on NDA. But for the spec perspective, what we want to need memory vendor get their consensus, the level abstraction for the level 1 information.
Okay. So I think Jung Min has answered this. Thank you. Roy, could you? I mean, are you could you find out? I think I would imagine SK Hynix is similar to Samsung in this, but no pressure. Uh, uh, but could you put SK Hynix's position in the stock?
Regarding the DQ and BL, probably Samsung's answer was about the impacted region. So there, our thought is very clear. If we provide by providing some DRAM fault mode analysis result, if the cross section could be different, then we will deliver to the host side. And if there is no critical difference, even though we provide the fault model analysis result, then it is not necessary to share publicly to the host side. So the inside our direct fault analyzer has a bunch of detailed direct fault mode, which was classified from the collected and classified from the field study. But the RAS section wise, we can simplify those category or classifications, which is beneficial or useful information to the host side. So our thinking is that the load type failure should be distinguished from single load type failure from the multiple load type failure. And also the column type failure should be provided publicly. The reason why the single load type failure and the column load multiple load type failure should be distinguished is a major portion of the single load type failure can be treated with simple memory loss section, like such as hard PPR or soft PPR. That's the best way to deal with those faults. But the other type of fault, like a multiple load type failure, has a tendency of some pattern of the low address wise. In that case, we have to provide the detailed information through the level 2 or level 3 information. So we will provide the impacted region of the DRAM fault, and then riskiness of those one in the level 2 data.
Okay. So how do we want to? I see what you're saying. I'm just trying to think. I think that what we need to do is have a way for the memory vendor analyzer to say, here are the public things I'm telling you, and here are the private things I'm telling you to the CPU vendor analyzer. So that each company can have a different policy, or we can agree on this, we can debate it and try to agree on the same policy too. I just don't know what makes sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and I guess I'll write my question down, is do we need to tell, I forget the name of the CPU of the platform analyzer. Okay. It could be we just need to think about this some more, and or I'll say, or do we want to, work through this and up with unified agreement on what can be shared. And I think that's a lot harder. I think it may be easier just to allow. So this seems like a talk we're gonna, I follow what you're saying, Roy. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good description. So how about this one? Let's define the level 1 DRAM fault mode, which is publicly described in the program. Let's describe or define the level 1 DRAM fault mode clearly. And then regarding the level 2, each company has their own classification method or rules to classify. So regarding the level 2 is a vendor specific. So it depends on the DRAM vendors. But for the level 1 should be provided. I think we can reach agreement on the level 1 fault mode identification.
Okay. Is that something that you could help? I mean, would you mind writing your proposal down, or is it in the document? I don't.
Yeah, I will add.
Okay, I will give you I'll give you the action item, Roy, to oh wow, I lost your email. I think what happened is I lost all my email addresses when I went to the new account.
No. Roy does Chang.
Like this.
Yeah. SK Hynix. us.skhynix. us.skhynix.com.
US dot
skhynix.com.
like this. Okay. Okay, and with that, we're out of time. But thank you, Roy. That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're out of time for today. Thanks, everyone.
Okay.
I appreciate it, and I don't mean to step on anyone's toes coming in and driving. I'll drive if I need to, but if, like Shen, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but if you have something, or Roy, you have something, any of you, bring it up and we'll cover it. Otherwise, I'm just going to work through comments and try to drive the document to closure.
Sure. Thank you, Drew. Thank you for joining that.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am so grateful that you all are here. This is good stuff.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
See ya.
아, 좋아.